Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today is the first in a series of, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe 7 foundation review videos. Most of these I will be applying it, talking about it, and coming back 3 hours later, and sometimes coming back, 7 hours later. We'll see how it goes. Today we're going to be doing Giorgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. Hi, I didn't buy it. Some of these I bought the full thing, and some of them I'm utilizing these sample cards. Why not? I've had this forever, and I thought, why not give it a try? So we're going to be doing this, and I got my second color of the Giorgio Armani Balm. It ships separately for reasons I don't understand. So this is 60. No, it's not. This is 50, and this is 61, the one that I showed you in that first video. I will be doing on one of the other foundations, I'll be doing this on the eyes, on the lips, on the cheeks, and today I'll be doing this one. And I usually don't do my intro straight up already done, but I did forget to tell you something in the intro that I shot. So, my skin type. If you are new here, I am 58 years old. My skin isn't quite dry. I don't have dry patches unless I've been abusive to my skin. But it does not produce the same amount of oil, the same amount of ceramides, collagen, elastin, all the good stuff, hyaluronic acid, the things that keep your skin youthful, plump, and up, are not being produced as much. I'm very, very sensitive to something being dry on my skin. I can tell immediately. Well, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, and it's like, I feel the tightening. Sometimes I feel an itching. Not that I'm super dry, it's just that I don't want anything that feels drying on my skin. So that's my point of view when I'm talking about these things. And that's it, you guys. If you want to see what my thoughts are, application, blah, 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 keep watching, it's coming up. There are not any new foundations coming out right now, so these are foundations I haven't tried before. Some of them are in the newish range, some of them not so much. Today I'm going to start with the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. So I only have 4 colors here, and this one is the one I'm going to use. Giorgio Armani, I have a hard time actually finding an ideal color, so I have 2 colors in Luminous Silk, I have 2 colors in the Power Fabric, and neither of them are perfect. And I bought them to blend together, and then even then it didn't work. It's like, blended together, it's still not right, so I may as well use one or the other. I don't know, I have a hard time finding the right color. I did a color match on Sephora, and they said 4.5 would work for me, but we're not doing what'll work for me. We're doing what I have, and this is number 5. I've already done my skincare, moisturized, and put on my sunscreen. And as you see, I got a little shine. And I'm wearing a brand new white top. This is the top that I love so much from the Nordstrom sale, which sold out. But I found it on Amazon. When I saw that it was sold out, I'm like, I have to have this top. I have to. So I did a search, and I found it at a place called 6 p.m. And I've never heard of it before. And I did a search, is 6 p.m. legit? And it said 6 p.m. is an Amazon brand. And I thought, oh, why don't I go to Amazon and see if they have my size there? And I found it from another company in my size, and I'm delighted. So this is a skin tint, and I will read you what they have to say on the package. When you're working with the skin tint, it's not as important for the color to be 100% right, because you can see through it, It's quite pretty, isn't it? But I can see here, it's not anywhere near my skin tone. I'm going to just run some errands. I'm going to let this set up first and give it a fair chance, and run some errands and come back and see what it looks like. Skin tint is, it's a great thing for the summertime because it's so unfussy, but it gives you a little bit evening out, which is what I feel like I'm getting here. I changed my camera setting today, and at first I thought it was really good, and now I'm thinking the white of my shirt is kind of blowing everything out, so we're going to change that in a few minutes. And I'm just going to put a little bit more on, not that I feel that I need to, and we'll just see if it's buildable. There's no scent that I can... Yeah, I don't think this is scented, which is lovely. Giorgio Armani tends to scent things. I love the scent of luminous silk. I just love it. But their skincare is scented, which I don't appreciate. And yeah, so this is quite warm, but it seems to be doing okay initially. Now that I'm adding, it's beginning to be a problem. And I will be wearing a mask. And the thing is, in the summertime, you kind of like these little tints, right? Because it evens you up. It feels, by the way, fantastic. But it's not like you're committed to a foundation, and it doesn't give you that heavy foundation look. But at the same time, it is summer, and if you end up sweating, is it just gonna, drip off your face or rub off in a mask? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know, and that's the question we are going to answer today. So a lot of shine going on here, and color's a bit wrong for me. So they basically say nothing about this. It's a free sample, not for sale, but their claims aren't anywhere on this package, and the ingredients are water, glycerin, caproyl, methicone. Anything ends with a cone, you know what that's about. Dimethicone, another glycol, another dimethicone, another glycol. Not a lot of ingredients. Sodium hyaluronate towards the end, tocopherol like one of the very last things. So it's not too complicated, and there's a couple of good things, but they're not high up there on the list. I'm going to change my camera settings, and well, I don't know. Now I do see some color in my face. I don't know if I should keep this camera setting or not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to continue on, and then we'll change the camera setting at the end of this part, and then of course we'll come back later on today. So this is also Neo Nude Melting Color Balm in the color 50, and this is for cheeks and eyes, but I'll put it on my lips too. And this color seems very similar to the first one I got, which is 61. So here's the 61, and here's this, and you're like, well, if you're like me anyway, they're pretty much the same colors, but there's more white in this one. So we're just going to do little swatches. That's 61, and I'm finding that it's quite dark on my skin. And I wore it at night the other day, and I felt like I looked like someone hit me on the cheekbone and bruised me. So I'm not 100% sure. And here's this, but I feel like close up, there might be a little bit of pink in this one. I will be doing this one on my eyes, on my cheeks, and on my lips in another video. I'm not sure what order we're doing them in. Foundation video, and I do like it on the eyes. So let's start with on the eyes while I'm waiting for this foundation to set up. And again, I'm just going to say what I like to say. If you're hooded, you just want to push that hood back a little bit, so you suddenly aren't an iris and a hood. Like that's what I see here: iris and hood. And this pushes everything back a little bit, but not a lot, because this isn't a very dark color. Let's do a little bit more. And this is the kind of color that is kind of naturally occurring in the white area, in the eye area, if you're white. So if you're white, when you look at your lid, you'll see thousands of colors, but there's usually kind of a purpley, slightly, not quite bruisey, but slightly bruisey color in this area. So I know it sounds weird because so many people put on primers to block out all of this color, but I think if you have a lot of color like that on your lids, you kind of don't need to do your eyeshadow on a no makeup day, because it's giving you a little bit of life. And there, a little bit of life. Let's try it on the cheeks, and I like to do it on a beauty blender, but it's not clean. So Let's just do the fingers. I just find the Beauty Blender negates the need for blending with this one. It just applies perfectly. I think this color suits me better than the 61 on the cheeks because that just has so much darkness in it. It looks more like a contour to me than a blush. Just going to put a little on my lip and see what happens. This might be very close to my natural lip color. Now it's lighter. And I just got it on my face. Okay. No, ma'am, I do not like. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my camera setting to my regular setting so you can, you know, apples to apples. Now I'm looking at my monitor and I'm thinking, no, it actually, the color looks fine. It really does. But apples to apples. Alright, so this is my usual situation. This is how I usually look. I don't have my door open all the way, but you get the idea. So the color looks a little different. I'm going to go in with my Giorgio Armani concealer. Now, I stopped wearing this because I felt that the color suddenly wasn't working for me anymore, but it's a nice concealer. I have the color 4, and it is old. So it's possible it's not going to look, it doesn't seem like it's performing. Yeah, this is why I stopped wearing it. I felt like it was looking really yellow on me. Alright, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to finish up my eyes. I'm going to come back for the final look, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I did my brows, and I did mascara and liner on the eyes, and it looks, you know, a little bit better. Now, let's go in with the Kosas for some powdering up. Certainly we'll do a little under the eye, but I don't know, maybe the whole face needs a little bit. And yeah, let's do a little bit up here. This actually kind of helps tone down that yellow. This powder is just crazy. If you're new here, I bought this and sent it back because it hard panned, and I just had the hardest time with it because it seemed like it was a baked gelée, but I don't actually think it is. I don't know, but I am suddenly jiving with it, and every time I use it, it's like, hi, I do not have pores on my cheeks. Now, I'm not someone who has big pores, but still, I appreciate an airbrush look if I can find one, you know what I mean? So we still have plenty of glow here. I don't think highlighting is necessary, and it's a nice kind of everyday easy look, I think. I am going to brave the heat and run a couple of errands, and I will be back. It's not quite 12 yet. I'll be back around 3, and we'll do a check-in and probably wrap it all out and see how this wears in the heat. I think it looks very pretty. It's not full coverage, but you know what? It's not bad coverage. You know what I mean? It feels very nice on the skin, and I quite like it. It does feel really nice. I think for me, it'll be how's it wear. Oh, I forgot a lip. My goodness. I'm going to go in with the Bite, which is a recent new purchase, which I thought this is a nice kind of nude for me. And then I'm going to go over with Lisa Eldridge Songbird. It's not my usual kind of look, but you know, it's an easy look. It's an easy look. And I'll be back in 3 hours and we'll see what's going on. Alright, you guys, I'm back. It's 2:30, and I will say it's not transfer proof because I took off my blouse after I was done running my errands, and some came off in the blouse. And then I put some sunscreen on my chest, and excuse me if it's incredibly white. So I put on my mask. I went to run a couple of errands, and it's been a while since I've had that feeling of if I was steaming my face with my mask on. A lot was going on. I changed my eyes and I changed my blush. So there's a little bit of a difference here, but you know what? Even though I was literally steaming my face, this is hanging on so nicely. Now I did get rub off from my glasses and my sunglasses, but I think it's holding up really nice. I think this looks so pretty on the skin, and it's incredibly comfortable to put on. While you're putting it on, it just feels almost like skincare, and it feels good on the skin while you're wearing it. I don't denote anything tacky or sticky about it, but I am wearing a lot of skincare, and of course I'm wearing my sunscreen, so it's hard to say exactly. There's definitely some moistness going on here, but I think it just looks so pretty on the skin. It's $40 for 1.1 ounce, and standard is 1 ounce, so a little more than standard. And I gotta tell you, this is on par, you know what I mean? Giorgio Armani is a luxury brand for sure, but they've decided not to go for a luxury price with this, and I really appreciate that. You know, some of their foundations, they had one several years ago that was similar to this, actually. It was in a pump, not a lot of colors, and it was skincare and I think SPF and a tint. And as I recall, it was more expensive than this. So I feel like they kind of brought their prices down a little bit in this case. And I appreciate that. And at $40, that is on par with many things you find at Sephora that you don't consider luxury. So I think the price is solid. I also like it fact that it's in a squeezy tube. So if you're one of the lucky people who is traveling, this is something you throw in your bag and you don't worry about it exploding or breaking, falling off the countertop and shattering into pieces. So I enjoy that about it as well. They say it's light coverage, but you know what, you guys? I feel like it's decent enough. I mean, it's not full, but I don't feel like, oh, this is doing nothing for me. I still see my sun damage and my capillaries for sure. But for me, I prefer this over something super high coverage, certainly for the day. Certainly if it's just a regular day. Now I want to talk a little bit about the color balms. I got 2 colors and there are 9. Saks is the only company that has all 9. I don't understand it, but Giorgio Armani doesn't have them all, Sephora doesn't have them all, Saks has them all. And I think the colors are very similar to the first images we saw, which is 3 rows of brown, 3 rows of this kind of bluish undertone, and 3 orange. And for me, the colors, none of them are doing it for me. The brown to me is a bronzer. These, I don't know, I need a little bit of vibrancy on my cheeks, and so I put something else on. This is great on the lids, it's great on the cheeks, and it's great on the eyes. And I find this formula to be so compelling, so interesting. I've never had anything quite like this. I really do like these. I just wish they had a color story that worked for me. I'm not so sure these do, but I love these formulas, and it really stays. It doesn't go away. I think if you're oily and you want to get into creams, this is your entry. And if you're dry, you don't have to be worried about it drying you out. I don't find it to be drying or uncomfortable at all. And that is it today. That is day 1 of a full week of foundations. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.